As night falls, the streets of Jerusalem become quiet. Nicodemus, a Pharisee and a respected Jewish official, with a deep desire for salvation, questioned and awed by Jesus' teachings and miracles, quietly came to Jesus' house. Nicodemus came to Jesus, called him Rabbi, and said, "We know you are a teacher who has come from God, for no one could perform the miraculous signs you are doing if God were not with him." Jesus looked at him and answered firmly, "I tell you the truth, no one can see the kingdom of God unless he is born again." When Nicodemus heard this, he looked puzzled. How can a man be born when he is old? Surely he cannot enter a second time into his mother's womb to be born. Jesus smiled and patiently explained that rebirth means being born of water and the Spirit, and that physical life does not bring one into the kingdom of God. Only spiritual rebirth can do that. Jesus continued, "You must be born again spiritually, and do not think this strange. Rebirth is an inner change. Just as the presence of the wind is invisible but its voice can be heard, and the process of rebirth is the work of God, whose source and destination cannot be fully understood by man." Nicodemus still questioned Jesus' teaching, saying, "How could such a thing happen?" Jesus looked at him and said in the same gentle voice, "You are the teacher of Israel. Do you not understand this? I speak of our own experience, of what we have witnessed with our own eyes, but you are unwilling to accept it. If you do not believe the things of earth, how will you believe if you speak of the things of heaven?" Nicodemus was silent, his mind filled with thoughts. He knew that Jesus was conveying a truth beyond his previous understanding. At that moment, he seemed to hear a gust of wind, blowing gently, bringing new revelation and hope. In this quiet night, Nicodemus realized that the true rebirth is not the rebirth of the body, but the transformation of the soul, and the beginning of an intimate relationship with God. His journey of faith, like a newborn baby, had begun once more. Nicodemus' story shows not only his desire for truth, but also the struggle of people facing conversion. Jesus' teachings challenged his previous beliefs and prompted him to think about true salvation and his relationship with God. Nicodemus listened quietly, and he felt a strange shock as the night wind brushed gently. These words seemed to open a door in his heart to the realization that the kingdom of God is not just external laws and works, but spiritual renewal and rebirth. Leave with new thoughts and hopes. He knew that this conversation was not only a night visit, but also a deep inspiration and call to the soul.